Buenos Aires. Hey, I know more. Me encanta Uruguay. Did I get that right? That was the most important note that I wrote for the entire presentation because I did not want to get that wrong. Don't worry, the rest of this presentation will not be in Spanish at all. It's going to be in English. All right, so as Max was saying, I'm very happy to be here and I'm very happy to contribute. You know, I do what I do because one day I want to write in my obituary that I was able to help a lot of people make a difference. People who are difference makers make a difference. And I think today we have here in the room these kinds of people who made the time to come here on a lovely evening when they could be doing many wonderful things like walking a dog. I've learned here in Uruguay, you guys have the best taste in pet dogs. They are beautiful. And they walk around without a leash. They just kind of take care of themselves and walk around, and then the owner is kind of right there with them. Although I heard that's no longer allowed, right? You get fined for doing that. A little surprising. Saw 2 golden retrievers and 3 German shepherds so far. I'm counting because I like those 2 breeds so much. But really, what I'm trying to do is, you know, flying all the way here from the US, spending all this time to just get here and then be here. What I'm going to do my best with today is to teach you how to fish. Maybe you've heard that saying before, right? Give a person a fish and they can eat for a day, but if you teach them how to fish, they can eat for a lifetime. And I can tell you, I've had a lot of fish here, and it seems like a lot of you are already really good on the seafood side of things and getting the fish done. So we'll see what happens. I'm going to go methodically through this, and buckle up, okay? Get ready. We're going to have some notes. There's these note cards as well. Those we will use later. And you're going to get to interact with your fellow friends here shortly. All right, here we go. So what am I going to try my best to teach you today? I'm going to try to teach you the tools and the systems. These are mostly mental tools and mental systems that helped me through my career. I can say specifically that these are the tools and frameworks that led me to, you know, having, I was employee number 2 at Bloomfire, a software company, enterprise SaaS company. We launched a conference called South by Southwest. Maybe you've heard of it because of how it was a launch pad for Foursquare and Twitter back in the day. We launched there, and then 20 months after we launched, we were acquired successfully. And I was employee number 2 in charge of all the customer acquisition, and so mostly marketing and sales. After that, I joined Kissmetrics as the director of customer acquisition and customer success. So hit all the targets there. Both companies combined are still operating, and they've raised between $45 and $50 million total combined to date. While I was at Kissmetrics, during my evenings and my weekends, I was building my own company, which is a multi-channel e-commerce company. In the first year, was able to get it to 7 figures in sales. That was just, you know, sorry, I shouldn't say that. It's a 7-figure business in 1 year. And then after that, added later on a B2B business, which became a 7-figure business unit in roughly 6 months. The things that I learned doing this, and to make the time, right, to go from, you know, working a day job and also doing this on the evenings and weekends by myself, I had to do some pretty strange things. Because most people, you know, it's not a common thing to put that kind of effort in. It was a lot of working smart, not just working hard. I'm going to assume that we can all work hard. I'm simply here today to try to contribute to the working smart department, okay? Here we go. This here is a lot of metrics. And depending on what expert you talk to, they might tell you to focus on this one, or this one, or this one, or this one. Don't get me wrong. These people have the best intentions. They might be mentors that you seek out, marketing experts, and you ask them, hey, I'm trying to build my business. What should I focus on? What should I do? And they'll say something along these lines. They're trying their best, but frankly, let's be honest. They've probably only heard 30 minutes about your business. They might not even know you that well. And out of that, they're trying their best to help you. Do you think that their advice is always on target, always on point? I think it's difficult to say that, yes, you know, they get it right every time, right? It's challenging. So I show you all of these simply to explain how distracting it can be. The more people you talk to does not always mean that you get clarity. It does not always mean you'll know what to do. Sometimes it's actually very confusing because you're an expert and you tell me this, but you're also an expert and you told me something different. What do I do now? Because they're both more expert than I am. What you need to do is find your own one metric that matters. I see some of you are chuckling. I guess One Direction, the band, has now reached Uruguay as well. So this is your North Star, your guiding light. This is the one metric that matters most. Not the many metrics, which are confusing and distracting, but identifying the one metric that matters most. I can tell you that for most companies that are in the early stages, maybe you've only gotten 10 customers who are complete strangers. Right? That's an important milestone. When you get 10 customers and they're not your mom, they're not your dad, they're not your friend, right? They're complete strangers. Maybe you're at that point. Maybe you're at 20, maybe 30. If you are a startup in that phase, chances are your one metric that matters most is probably sales. Maybe it's just the number of transactions that you get. And you want to focus on increasing the number of transactions you get every single week. Now, why week? Why not month? Even if it's B2B. You know, B2B is people will tell me, oh, I'm B2B. I cannot increase the transactions just every single week. I mean, in 1 week, all I can do is find the person to talk to and maybe meet them once, but they will not buy that same week, right? They have their whole process, and then maybe a month later, they will have a demo, and then after that, another month later, they go, okay, you know, I'm interested in buying from you. Let me introduce you to procurement, and then procurement takes another 3 weeks. Right. So if that is the case, that's okay. We can simply pin the one metric that matters most, or define the one metric that matters most as something that does change every single week when you have salespeople, which could be the number of demos that you do every week. Right? If you do a lot more demos, chances are later on there's a higher chance you will get more sales. So you focus on getting more demos done every single week, and you try to increase that number week over week. Weekly rhythm, I find, is more powerful than a monthly rhythm. You cannot make excuses to yourself and to your team as much. If it's a month, you can waste the first 3 weeks and go play, I don't know, I like to play football. I'll go play football outside for 3 weeks, have a lot of fun, go walk a dog, have a lot of fun, go fishing, and then it's the 4th week and I go, I need to hit my monthly target. And then I rush and rush and rush and rush. You can't really do that when you do week over week targets. You cannot create that excuse for yourself. And that is good. You are creating an environment for yourself to succeed. This is an example of how we use the one metric that matters most. This is a tool. The one metric that matters most is also a mental tool, right? Mental tool. Weekly planning, weekly targets is also a mental tool and a team tool. This here is one more tool. So we're going to pretend that this is the number of transactions at the bottom. And what I'm showing you is a funnel that goes top to bottom. How many of you know what a funnel is, a funnel report? Okay, so for those of you who are not too familiar, a funnel is just a concept. It's a concept where you expect your customer to go through a series of sequential events. It's sequential. One has to happen before the other, which has to happen before the other, until they finally reach an outcome. In this case, the outcome is a sale. So this funnel concept can help us because we can take a group of people that we pursue. So maybe they're at the top, right? We pursue them. We get them to come to our website. And on the website, they view our product. That's a good first step. But it's not enough, right? We need them to take another step. What's the next step after that? Well, chances are they need to view the offer. What's an offer? Well, the offer is probably the most important thing you can know to increase your conversion rate, to get more people to buy from you. Because that's the biggest lever. Outside of traffic, your offer is your next biggest changer of conversion rate. This has been well studied for over 60 years. So they view the offer. What's your offer? It might just be one price. You can buy this for $40. or I don't know, pesos. I'll just use dollars for now, okay? This is $40. That's a very simple offer. I can probably make the offer a little bit more compelling. I could say that the regular price for this is $80, but today you get it for 50% off. It's only $40. So that's a discounted offer. There are actually over 30 types of offers. One marketer, an older gentleman, I think he's now passed away, which is unfortunate. His name is Bob Stone, but he wrote a chapter in his own book called Direct Marketing, which documents over 30 different types of offers. I have that book, and I always go back to that chapter to remind myself of the other possible offers I can create. Another offer is when you bundle a premium with your item. Now, what is a premium? A premium is simply marketing slang or marketing language for a bonus, a giveaway. So maybe I can tell you, if you buy this today, I will also give you a free microphone. Right, 2-in-1, premium. This is the premium. Get creative with your offer because that will make the biggest difference for your conversion rate outside of the type of traffic that you pull in. Of course, after they view your offer, they have to start to claim the offer. Maybe that means they click the add to cart. Right? They start. And then they add their billing address. They type in their billing address, they type in their payment information, credit card, whatever, and then they purchase. And that's when most e-commerce marketers or B2C marketers or even B2B, doesn't matter. Many of the sales tactics stop on the first purchase, which is really unfortunate because think about it. Think of all the effort that you just went through to get the person to take out their wallet, open it. I have very little money, don't look. I almost have no more pesos. I spent it all on the food. And then to take this credit card out. You know how hard that is to convince someone to do this? And then all you do when they go through all this effort is you just invite them to spend $40. Well, why don't you have them spend $40 and then show them, I don't know, something else? What else would make sense with this? Oh, I don't know, maybe a projector screen. Show them this with the projector screen, and this is, I don't know, $30. I mean, you probably think if they use this, they might use this too, right? And then you upsell them. And I'm going to talk about what a one-click upsell is in a moment, but that's the general idea. When they take this out, try to give them as many opportunities to buy as many things from you as possible. Don't just sell them one thing. All right, what's the one-click upsell? This is how you execute what I just described. This is a very typical checkout screen on the far left. You've probably seen it before. People input their payment information, and then they click a big green buy button. They click it. And most times, after they click it, I think you've all seen this before, they go to a receipt page. And this is probably the internet's dumbest, most useless page ever. I don't know who invented it, but it is a complete waste of time. I don't think any of us have ever written down the information on here. I don't think any of us have ever printed it, even though they say print it. Right? Very rarely do we even save it unless it's for an expense report. It is a complete waste of space. It's what we call a dead end. Let's not create a dead end for the person who has their credit card open in front of them, right? Why can't we show them an upsell, a one-click upsell? Why is it one click? Because if they click this button, they immediately add this item to their order after you already opened the authorization on the first purchase. What does that mean, technically speaking? It means from a technical perspective, if they land on this page and their browser crashes, you still captured that first sale. So don't worry. Okay? You show them this page, and it'll say something like, one-time offer. We are now offering you a projector screen, a beautiful white, black projector screen, premium size, for a one-time price of $10. The regular price is $30. But it's a one-time offer. And notice the design of this page. You can't escape it. There's no button that will take you back to the home page. All they can click is yes or no. If they click yes, you will now add that charge. If they click no, you can show a downsell, which is the next one, for example. And what's the downsell? I'll give you the simplest downsell ever. The simplest downsell is this. Wait, one-time offer. Remember how we said this was $10? I'll give it to you for $5. That's a good deal, right? Come on, click the button. And you might get some people to, of course, take that offer, and they'll click the green button and they'll add it to their order. That's the simplest downsell that you can think of, okay, is that. But really, you can probably imagine the number of things that you can present to the person, which would seem to make sense if they're buying this. And it's all done with one click. You can also show an upsell, which is if they click this button, obviously saying, yes, I want it. You can show them another offer saying, oh, great, I'm glad you like that. Then you probably like this too. And you show, I don't know, a chair or something that makes sense. And again, one-time offer, yes, no. Personally, I like to use the software called UltraCard. I'm a customer. I don't have any affiliation beyond that. They're very fairly priced. I pay them maybe $150 a month. It offers one-click upsells done the right way, customizable, and I can chain up to 12 of them together. 12. So one, all the way through. I've seen this executed on some of the more clever e-commerce sites where they use a lot of upsells and downsells, one-click upsells, one-click downsells. Some of them will even offer a subscription product here, such as auto delivery. In case, if you want another one of these delivered, I don't know why, but every single year, you can click this button and we'll give you auto delivery. Or insurance, like some kind of warranty insurance type of product. If it breaks, send it back to us. Instead of our usual 30-day warranty, we'll extend it to a 3-year warranty for an extra price. And then it can reoccur or be a subscription type of payment. Very clever ways to utilize this. This, to me, is one of the best growth hacks outside of raising your price. The number one growth hack is to raise your price. Most people are priced too low. And if you're worried about whether you're priced too high or too low and you're like, I don't want to increase the price. I'm really scared to do it. Everyone's going to hate me. They're all going to complain. Twitter will blow up when I increase my price. Don't worry. Just try it. You can always change it back. See what happens. You'll probably like what you see. That's the number one growth hack. The number two growth hack for high transaction businesses, in my opinion, is this one, because if your upsells are good, between 30 and 50% of people, this is my own data from my own experiments, 30 to 50% of people will take an upsell. 30 to 50% of people will take an upsell. You can increase your average order size. You can double it, you can triple it just by using upsells on high margin products. Incredible, right? Love this. And then, of course, eventually they reach the receipt page. I think you all know that. I'll probably get questions near the end. Is that okay? Thank you. Okay. What am I doing here? Why is there another funnel? I'm just using this funnel to illustrate that our funnel can also track offline events. And it's important that we track offline events. I've been told in this lovely country that B2B is an important business. Maybe some of you run B2B businesses or want to run B2B businesses. And if that's the case, one of the functions, or rather one area of B2B is sales. Usually a B2B company will have salespeople. Okay, so salespeople tracking a salesperson's activity becomes very important here. What's going on? Okay, we're going through the same rhythm at the top. People view an advertisement. They click in the advertisement to view your website, for example. They view your offer. You know what that is already. They start to claim the offer. But this time the offer is different. This time the offer is request a demo. Okay, you've seen that before. Request a demo or free consultation. Of course, then they're asked to put in their email address, and so they submit their email address. And then what happens when you click the button to submit your email? Remember that receipt or that thank you page, the useless, dead-end page that no one ever cares about? Do you think that that page will show up at this point? Yeah. Usually that useless page rears its head again. I hate it. So what do we do instead? Because we are smart now, right? We know about upsells. We can show an upsell. Now I know it's B2B. They just asked to they just asked to have a demo. Are we going to sell them a clicker all of a sudden? Like, that doesn't make sense, right? No. The upsell can be something like, well, obviously you're interested enough, right, to request a demo of our service. Would you like us maybe to also visit your office if it's local? In other words, we can do the demo in person. Put in your times here, when you're available, your address, submit it, and we will try our best to make it there. oh, it's pretty good, right? So that is a demo upsell. Use that space. And of course, at that point, you have some offline data. You have things that happen outside of your website, such as phone calls. How do you track a phone call, for example? You're going to need to know that, right? Because what if you realize, usually too late you realize this. I know I have. I usually realize this too late when I'm working with a sales team. Hey, we get 100 people requesting a demo every single week. Why are we only performing like 2 every week? What's going on? That's because between them scheduling and the demos actually being performed, there's a few steps, right? But the steps don't happen on your website, and how do you track it? Well, you might realize none of your salespeople are actually calling. I don't know why, but wouldn't it be nice to know that now? If you know what a CRM is, good, I'm seeing heads nodding, that's good. So with a CRM, some of them nowadays will integrate with all sorts of analytics providers. Or even the CRM itself will let you pull up different reports. And if the CRM also allows phone calling, or it integrates with some phone calling apps, you can then see outbound calls are this number, or the number of leads was this, and how many of these who requested a demo actually got a phone call, and how many picked up, and how many got a conversation, and so on and so forth. There are different steps. I'm going to speak in very general terms here because there are so many CRM systems, and they're all kind of different. But that's the general idea. You want to see that and have a very simple report, maybe even laid out this way or on a spreadsheet to tell you. That way you can find the drop-off points. What's a drop-off point? A drop-off point is when you have 100 people requesting a demo and only 2 of them. 2 demos actually happen. Well, that's a massive drop-off. That's a 98% drop-off. What's happening there? When you find that drop-off point and you fix it, your business could go from 2 demos to 50 demos. That's a huge difference, isn't it? And this doesn't even affect everything you did before you got the demo request. Driving traffic, making ads, spending money on ads, that's a lot of work too, but maybe your most important focus to get your one metric that matters most, to improve that number, is actually to fix that drop-off point in that part of your funnel. So this is another mental tool to help you work smarter, to know where to focus your time and energy on the drop-off points so that you can keep moving the needle on the one metric that matters most. My favorite app, up at the top. I've ordered from them so many times already. It's great. I think that's where I learned most of my Spanish, was from trying to figure out the app and using Google Translate just so I can order the food. Okay, I intentionally chose a couple of apps or products, companies that I think we will all recognize and know because we're going to use them. And today, together, we are going to be one large marketing team. Okay? Because I'm going to show you an exercise that you can do with yourself or also with your team to generate probably close to 100 marketing ideas in 6 minutes. Okay, 100 marketing ideas in 6 minutes. That sounds convenient, right? Because let's face it, we're going to run into all sorts of problems in our business. All sorts of problems. I don't even know what you're going to run into, but I know you're going to run into it. And how do we fix problems? Ideas. So why in the world are our typical idea-generating methods so poor? To use a very blunt term, so poor. Because here's how I used to do it before I learned these systems. Okay? We are working together. We are a 3-person team. Okay, we work for this company. How do I pronounce the company, by the way? Pedido Sha. Pedido Sha. Did I get that right? Okay? All right. So we're working for them, and we are trying really hard to get more people to order food. Okay, we need ideas. Hey, I have an idea. What if I did, what if we got a car to drive around the city and it had our logo on it? And of course, she's very nice, so she gives me this look like, that's a not so good idea. It's actually really bad, but I'll just kind of go, give me another idea. Just give me another idea. How about that? And so she shoots my idea down, right? That's kind of normal because I come up with a lot of bad ideas. And of course, he is brilliant. And he comes up with a different idea. And we both go, oh, but it's too expensive. Okay. And then after maybe 15 minutes, we will present 4 ideas, right? I mean, that's very normal, right? We've probably all experienced this before. And it's not like we're not trying. Of course we're trying. It's simply the methods we're using are mixing two very opposite, very, very opposite parts of idea generation, which is we're trying to generate ideas first. We're trying to be creative. Creativity is coming up with options. That is creativity, coming up with options. And yet we're trying to judge them at the same time. Oh, that's a bad one. That's too expensive. But it doesn't work that way, okay? You are more creative if you suspend judgment, if you remove judgment. And that's the exercise that I'm about to show you. Let's try something here. How many of the people here are building a company or plan on building a company that has salespeople? Will you raise your hand, please? Thank you. Oh, good. It's roughly half the room. Okay, everyone, I'm going to need your help because I don't want this to take too long. For all the people who just raised your hand, okay, all the people who just raised your hand, you are going to get up and you're all going to take these seats over here. I'm sorry, I know you have your bags and everything. You're all going to go on this side. All the other ones who did not raise a hand, move to this side. This is very important, okay? Let's do that real quick. Thank you, thank you. Thank you, thank you. We can meet our neighbors later. We'll just get this done real quick. Sales on that side, if you have sales. Yep, sales on this side. I am a salesperson, and I am over here. I am building a company that will have salespeople, or it already has salespeople. I am over here. Sales, sales, sales. Wonderful. Good. Thank you. Wow. I love working with people here. Very cooperative. Usually it takes forever. Everyone wants to meet their neighbor and high-five each other. Oh. All right. So we all know this company, very convenient. Today, over here, because you are the consumer companies, you are all the marketing team for this company. Just keep that in mind for now, okay? You are all going to pretend to work for this company. You're a part of their marketing and their growth team. All right. dLocal, I don't know, do you all know dLocal by any chance? Hey, great. So dLocal is a company that I believe, I just learned about it because I needed an example. But dLocal is a company that I believe sells payment gateway solutions to other businesses, other big businesses. And they have a sales team that goes around to meet these other big businesses and sells them the payment gateway solution. Now, what is a payment gateway? If you expect to charge credit cards, you need a payment gateway. Okay? We'll just keep it that simple. So you all over here, you are all the dLocal marketing and sales team. Okay, marketing and sales team. You are responsible for growing that side of the business. You're all coworkers for the next 10, 15, 20 minutes. What is going on? Let me explain. I'm going to teach you an exercise, and it's going to involve these little cards that were on the seats. If anyone does not have cards, please raise your hand, and you will be given cards. Everyone should have around, 10, 15, 20 cards, something like that. What you will do, and this applies to everybody, okay, this applies to everybody. What you will do with these cards is write one idea for every card. One idea per card. What is the idea? Well, the idea is going to be for your area of the funnel, how to improve your area of the funnel. But the key thing to remember right now is one idea per card. I will set a timer for 3 minutes eventually. And then in those 3 minutes, we will race each other. Everyone will look at their own cards and write on their own cards. It will be quiet because everyone will be working very hard to break the world record. Now, what is the world record for the number of ideas generated in 3 minutes? I can tell you, the world record used to be by a lady called Jen in Kobe, Japan, just a few months ago, who came up with 26 ideas in 3 minutes. Pretty good. Pretty smart lady. 26 ideas in 3 minutes. The new world record is held by me, that got 29 ideas a couple weeks ago doing the same exercise. So, today, this is a very important question. Today, do we believe that in Uruguay, we will achieve a new world record? Do we? I'll pretend I did not hear that. And let's try this again. Do we believe today in Uruguay we will have a new world record? Yeah! There we go. And I do this on purpose. I'm doing this because you'll do this with yourself and with your teams. Really. I'm making it competitive. Because why am I making it competitive? Because I want you to focus on the number of ideas, not the quality of ideas. I'm forcing you to suspend judgment, to not judge an idea. I will guarantee you when you do this exercise, you will almost write an idea down and then you will stop and you will think, that is a bad idea. Don't worry, write it down anyway because we're going for a large number, right? Number, you're trying to beat 29. We're trying to create a new world record. All right, so what area of the funnel are you all working on? Remember, each of you, different ideas, but for an area of the funnel. I'll explain. You'll catch on very quickly. I'll start with your group. Pedidos ya, something like that, right? Okay. Up here in the first two rows, you are the green team. The green team is focused on one thing and one thing only. I'll make it simple for you. You're trying to get people to download the app. Okay? Just try to get people to download the app. I know it doesn't say that exactly, but I have to bend it for you all, okay? Download the app. This team right here. Those are the ideas that you will try to generate. One idea per card. Don't start yet. Don't cheat. No cheating. I will. Okay, thank you. Orange team is these two rows here. Okay, these two rows. What you're trying to do is get all these people who have downloaded the app already. So you don't have to worry about getting downloads. They've downloaded already. You need to come up with ideas for getting these people to make their first purchase. Okay? First purchase. And then here in the back, all of you, you're all gentlemen. Okay, all of you gentlemen. You are the red team. And you need to come up with ideas for how to get all the people who bought once, because you don't have to worry about it, but to get them to buy again. And you might get them to buy again right away. Like an upsell, right? Remember that one? I'll give you a free idea, upsell. Okay. But later on, you want them to re-engage and buy again. How do you get them to do that? Those are the ideas you guys will be responsible for. D-local. I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 4 groups. So 1, 2, 3. Okay, that's fine. Oh, we have some people on the side. Great, wonderful. I will include all of you. So let's do these two rows here, seated on the seats. Okay. You are the green team. You are responsible for getting people to visit your website, the D-local website. Okay. These two rows here. You are the orange team. You are trying to get all the people who have already visited the website, so you don't have to worry about getting people to the site. You just need to come up with ideas to get all the people who visit the website to request a demo. Back two rows, seated in the seats, you are the red team. You don't have to worry about getting people to request a demo because this team, the orange team, is responsible for it. But the red team, you are trying to get all of these people who have already requested the demo to actually attend the demo. That's kind of hard, okay? To get them to attend the demo. And then, over here, you are the black team. Black is the color of coffee. And they say coffee is for closers. So you all here are responsible for closing deals. How do you get all the people who obviously show up for the demo to actually buy? Does that make sense? You just need to figure out ideas for closing them, closing the deals. Any questions so far about your responsibilities, especially your team's responsibilities? Yes?
Can I write in Spanish?
You can write in Spanish, please. Yes, I'm sorry. Yeah, writing whatever language you're most comfortable with. I'm going now to get ready to start the timer for 3 minutes, and we are going for a world record. One idea per card. You work independently. You don't need to talk to your neighbor. You are just focused on your own ideas. Are you ready? Go! You don't have to write a whole paragraph. Just write a few words. As long as it captures your idea, it's good enough. You don't have to write a whole paragraph. One idea per card. If you need more cards, just raise your hand. 2, 1. Oh. That sound always makes me feel like I'm waking up. What's going on? Where am I? Okay, count them up. Count up those ideas. How many do we have? Count them up. We're trying to beat 29 today. You're chuckling. I don't know what that means. I guess we'll find out. Okay, count them up. If you have more than 10 ideas, raise your hand. Oh la la. Keep them up, keep them up. Okay, keep them up. 10 ideas, keep them up. Okay, if you have more than 12 ideas, keep them up. Ooh. If we have more than 15 ideas, keep them up. Oh, okay, it's somewhere between 12 and 15. 14 ideas. Raise your hand if you have 14. Oh, is it one? One? I saw you move your hand. We have one. We have a winner. 14 ideas. What is your name?
Giselle Bougarine.
Lovely. Everyone, please give her a big round of applause. 14 ideas in Uruguay today. Wonderful. Wonderful. Right, the first rule of brainstorming is you do not judge ideas. Look at how many ideas we could pull out of our heads in just 3 minutes if we put ourselves in the right environment using the right kind of system. Now, the next part, of course, is more than just coming up with ideas. Let me explain why this is important. After we have a lot of ideas, right? After we have a lot of them, we can then use those ideas, even bad ideas, to spark a better idea, right? Because that's how ideas work. One idea will spark another idea. Even a bad idea can spark a good idea. And how do we know if it's good or bad? I will introduce you to a scoring system, which I call ridiculously simple guessing. Why is it called ridiculously simple guessing? Because we're really just guessing if the idea is good or bad. But guessing is better than not guessing at all. And I use ridiculously simple guessing because it's R, S, and G. And those will all represent something, which I'll show you shortly. Before I go into that, let's give ourselves a chance for even the bad ideas to spark a good idea. And here's how you do that right now. Remember your teams, right? Green team, red team, orange team. Gather with your team and lay your ideas out. Some of you might need to use some of the tables. That's fine. Go with your team, find a table, lay the ideas out, and look at each other's ideas. And while you look at each other's ideas, guess what? I guarantee you, you will come up with a new idea. I guarantee you, that's what will happen. And write that new idea down on a new card and add it to the table. All right? I'm going to give you a little bit of time to do that on purpose. Okay? All right, go. Go with your team, find some space, lay the ideas out, read each other's ideas, and then if you get a new idea, add it to the table. All right, 1 minute. Lovely. Okay, let me jump to the next step here. I'll need everyone's eyes back up here. Don't worry, we'll get back to the ideas. Just everyone's eyes up here so I can share with you the next step. So at this point, you have looked at each other's ideas. You have added new ideas because, of course, even a bad idea can spark a good idea, right? And at this point, you have even taken some of the duplicate ideas and you've stacked them on top of each other. What do you do next? This is where we apply the ridiculously simple guessing method. This is important because if you don't listen now, you'll have no clue what's happening for the next few minutes. All right, ridiculously simple guessing. Here it is, RSG. So what is R? R is for resources. What are resources? Resources is time and money. Time and money. So if an idea takes a lot of time and requires a lot of money, that's a bad idea. We don't like ideas that take a lot of time and a lot of money, right? Unless you're rich and you just have lots of time on your hands. Most people, most entrepreneurs, do not prefer that. So what score would that get? It would get a low score because it's bad, right? So you would get a low score, and the low score is 1. 1 is a low score. Okay, what if the idea takes very little time and very little money? It'll get a high score. That is 4. And what you are doing is you are taking one idea. May I borrow one piece of paper? It doesn't matter what one. I can stretch it a little bit. Thank you. Let's take this as an idea. On one corner, One of the corners, there are 4 corners here, okay? One of the corners, we will write the score for resources. How few resources are required for this idea right here. And I will discuss it with my group. And there must be some quick discussion, right? There must be discussion on what the idea is, first of all, so we know what we're talking about, right? And then we have to assess together, we are D-local. How many resources are required to do this? It takes a lot of resources. Oh, that's bad. It's 1. So I write 1 on the corner, right here. 1 on the corner. Next one, scalable. How scalable is this idea? What does scalable mean? In my example, it means how can we make it once and it will reach a lot of people, right? More people than we need to reach, actually. And we look at it and we go, oh, yes, absolutely. This idea, if we execute it on it once, we can use this idea over and over again and it will reach all the people that we need to reach. Maybe like we make 1 radio ad, right? We just make it once. And then we just have to play it on a lot of radio stations and it'll reach all the people we want, right? So that's very scalable. That's good. What does good mean? It means it gets a high score. High score is 4. So we'd give the other corner and write 4 on it. If it's not scalable, then it's 1, bad. Okay, G, RSG, ridiculously simple. S is for scalable, right? Simple. Guessing, ridiculously simple guessing. G, what is G for? It is for gut. How does our gut feel about this idea being a home run, right? How do we feel about this idea meeting all of our goals? The one metric that matters most. That's our goal, right? How will it reach all of our sales goals in this case? If we believe in our gut, meaning our feeling is, yes, this idea, if we do it right, will definitely achieve all of our goals. That is a 4. We write 4 on the 3rd corner. If we believe, no, it won't achieve our goal at all, it is a 1, right, a 1. The remaining corner, we write the total score. The total score. Can you already see, and I think I can see some of you going, oh yeah, I get how this works. Can you see how this will help you evaluate each idea and help your team decide on what to do, right? Because we are trying to grow the business, but we don't know what to do to grow the business. And we as a team can come to an agreement that this idea has the highest score, so we should probably start taking action on this. And I will explain how to take action later, because there's even a method for that. Let us try this. I don't want to take too much time. I know this can take a lot of time. I've done this many times all over the world. So I will recommend every other person grab one card that's interesting to you. And then as a group, you will score each of the cards using this method. Okay? So every other person, grab a card that you think is worth scoring. Just pick something. Usually we score everything, but we don't have the time for that. So just pick one. Every other person, so we don't pick too many, and then score it. I will give you maybe 5 to 10 minutes to score, just so we don't take too much time. Score quickly. If the conversation keeps dragging on, someone needs to take charge and say, we must get the score and move on. Thank you. No, you do it as a group. You would score as a group. You score as a group. You score as a group, but every other person picks a card to score. Okay, everyone should be wrapping up and done with that idea. And for those of you that I talked to, you will know to have one spokesperson to come up. Spokespeople, please come up. The spokespersons, the spokespeople for your group, come on up to the front. Okay, we will start with this company, Podidosya. I don't think I pronounced it right. Whoops. Podidosya. Thank you. The green team. The green team. Now, remember, the green team for Podidosya, and by the way, I know we don't obviously work for this company, but I try to pick companies that are kind of similar. You know, like everyone, if you run a company that sells to consumers, you are probably dealing with some of the same problems that Podidosya is dealing with. And if you are a company with salespeople, you're probably dealing with some of the same problems that D-Local is dealing with. So the ideas here are not just for this companies, really, right? These are really for yourself. And these are the highest scoring ideas from our random group of friends today. Okay, Pedido Shah, green team, your job was to get people to download the app, I believe, correct? Green, who's green? Green, yes, green. Download the app, correct? Okay, so please tell us what the 2 highest scoring ideas were for getting a lot of people to download your app. And you can also say your name, if you like, and what company you're from, and then also share the ideas. In English or Spanish, does not matter to me.
But like I work in Pedido Ya.
Yeah, like we're pretending. But,
Okay.
But you can say your real company or wherever you're really from.
You really want to know? Okay. Like we were in Pedido Ya, I think 2 ideas was a combination of one of we were talking about. One is about making an integration in the street, like near the bus stations, where you can put some beacon plus notification, push notification, and then you can download the app and win some of the food. Do you like? And also combine with the videos and press release to make much more impact at the media.
Great. What score did each of those ideas get? The total score?
4, 7, 9.
9. Both of them got 9. One of them got 9.
3,
4, 2, 9.
9.
Lovely. Okay, so the maximum score is 4 plus 4 plus 4, which is 12. So this got 9 out of 12. Thank you. I appreciate it. Okay, next one. Let's see, orange team. The orange team was responsible for getting all the people who had downloaded the app to now make their first purchase. Take it away. Give us your name, your company, and the ideas and the score.
My name is Riley. I'm from Connecticut here locally, but I'm in charge of activation for Pedido Ya. And the 2 ideas that we had, one was with a score of 10.5, offering a theme discount. For example, Halloween's coming up, so offer food related with Halloween. And the other one with a score of 9, was splitting the bill. So it's less scalable because the use case doesn't apply to everybody, but the idea is for friends that are eating together to be able to bring them all on board and to get them on the same time.
Smart. I like it. I like that a lot. Wonderful. Thank you. And then the red team. You are trying to get the people who have bought once to buy again. And they might even buy again that same moment with an upsell, or they might buy again later. Okay, what do you have for us?
Okay, 2 ideas. The first one is to pre-order for tomorrow. So you get something and then, okay, you just now you can pre-order for tomorrow. And the other idea is like similar to the seals that has Pedido Ya today. And it's like a discount on your third order. That's it. 10 for both.
Wonderful. Hey, let's give it up for Pedido Ya and the whole group there. Well done, well done. I'm telling you, I've done this exercise all over the world with a lot of different people, and those are really good ideas, actually. I really like that. Okay, D-Local. Green team right here, thank you. So green team's job is to get people to arrive on the website. All right, what ideas do you have? Top 2.
Okay, I'm Austin. Our first idea was content marketing, creating a blog, newsletter, driving people because there's focused content on this topic. That had a score of 9. The other one was creating a referral program so that existing customers of D-Local can refer their friends and colleagues. That had a score of 10.
Okay. Thank you very much. Let's go to the orange team. Orange team is responsible for getting all the people who visit the site to then request a demo, I believe. Oh.
My name is Daniel. The first idea is to show a pop-up or request demo when you're reading the content. While you're reading, just it pops up. And the other one is a free trial live in the moment, but it's you don't require. We assume that it was something automated, It could be as simple as a video, or something that automated that the person can use the app, or a simple use case to see how everything goes.
What score did they get?
Both 11.
Wow, 11. Wonderful. Thank you. Okay, black team. No, red team. Right, yes. Red team is responsible for getting all the people who had registered for a demo to actually show up to the demo, right?
Okay. Hello, my name is Milena. So our first idea was that along with the invite to the demo, we would send them a gift. And maybe the gift can be related to the company, so it's like some indirect marketing. And that gift gives the customer like endorphins, so they would feel good and maybe go to the demo. And the other idea is to offer the customer that does the demo some discounts on services that we have partnered with, and they can like fill out a survey on the demo to provide us with feedback to improve the demo later. Okay.
Thank you. Thank you very much. Okay, black team. Black team is responsible for closing the deal. The people who show up on the demo to get them to buy. All right, what do we have?
Hey guys, my name is Chris, and I'm representing the black team, and we are really creative, and we embody the dogma of Silicon Valley, so we fail really fast. So we put out a lot of good, really creative ideas, and we shot down a bunch of them. We came up with some super creative ideas. Number one is offer a discount for the first month. Yeah, bet you haven't heard of that one. And then my next one, generate leads. Boom. I want to drop the mic, but I can't. Sorry. Thank you.
Thank you, everybody. D-Local. All right, that's my email up there. It was really nice spending some time with you all. I hope that you all can walk away with this, from this, with some tools, mental tools. All you need is paper and pen, right? And people that you can maybe trust and talk to bounce ideas off of. And from that, you can generate 100 marketing ideas in very little time, right? And you can also figure out how to prioritize these ideas based on score. Now, what's the next step after prioritizing it based on score? Turning it into an action plan. Action plan. Now, what does that mean, right? We have an idea, and we need to do it. But sometimes the idea is a very big idea, right? Very, very big idea. Like the one over here about setting up the download kiosks in different bus stations, and then there's a beacon, and then they download with the discount. Big idea. Cool idea, too, actually. I think it's really clever. I mean, I'm hungry when I sit on the bus. So, I mean, if I see a delivery app right there, I'll probably get it. And then while I'm sitting on the bus, the delivery will happen, and when I get home, I get the food. This makes a lot of sense to me, to be honest with you. So, big idea. What do you do at that point? You can't just go and, let's do it, guys. We're going. We can break it up. Break up the big idea into a series of sized tasks. That's the magic. Sized tasks. What is a sized task? I would say the task has to take less than 4 hours to do, half a day. Okay, you're forcing yourself. So let's use that very big idea. Download stations and beacons and videos and whatnot. Okay, well, the first thing is we probably have to identify, can we even do this in the city? Is there some regulation thing that I don't know about? And that's maybe a phone call or two. But hey, sometimes you don't even know who to call, right? So that might take 1 to 2 hours just to do that. What do? You take a sticky note. You guys know what those sticky notes are with the different colors. You write down 2 hours. And then you write down call or figure out who to call to see if this is legal. And let's pretend it's legal, but we'll put that up, that little note on a wall, a real physical wall in your office, which you can call a war room, And this war room, you'll have a line going from this way to this way. And it's a timeline. This is now, this is maybe 1 month later, okay? Or 1 week later, depends on how many sticky notes you have here. And you might put this here for now, thinking that that's the first thing we need to do, is figure out if we can, or if we're even allowed to do this. Because if we're not, we got to move on to the next idea, right? Okay, what's the next task after that, assuming that it's going to be okay and legal? Well, the next one probably is, how do we, what's the vendor to make the thing that would go there and advertise it? Right? We got to find that. And so we got to not only find them, but we have to call them, get quotes. Right? That's a process. That might take 4 hours. Communicate, spec it out, wait, then they give it back to us. Another task is just to review all the quotes. That could take 4 hours easily, right? So that's 2 tasks. This is what I mean by sizing the task. And this is where the magic happens, because I don't know about you, but I do not like it when my teammates miss deadlines. I don't like it, right? You want to trust the people you work with, right? And by putting these tasks down on a wall and knowing that that takes 2 hours, that takes 4 hours, that also takes 2 hours, well, 2 plus 2 plus 4, that's 8 hours. That's a work day. We can't put more tasks on that day unless we have more people. You see what I mean? You now have an action plan that's on a timeline, and you can look at it and go, that looks realistic. Like that timeline, that estimate, that deadline is actually realistic. At that point, let's say you do have the luxury of a team. You can have different people volunteer to do different things. You can figure it out. Oh, does it make sense for you to make the phone call? Well, definitely not me, because I can't speak any Spanish, right? So we got to get someone who can speak Spanish to make the phone calls. But I'm pretty good at the visual part. So maybe I can be the one that analyzes all the quotes that come in from all the vendors on how they're going to put this ad up and make it look effective. I'm good at that. Okay, so I'll do that one. Now you have tasks on a timeline. You know how long each task takes. And you also have people that are doing each of them. You look at this as a team every day, and you'll see whether or not you're on track or off track. You'll know who is doing their part and who might be slowing down. And you can have the conversation, hey, we really needed you to do that, because if you don't do that, I can't do this. So is there anything I can do to help you right now? This is teamwork as a team. And also for yourself. You can do this for yourself if you want to keep yourself organized, keep yourself motivated, keep yourself on track. All right. These are all the tools that I've got for you. These are the tools that have helped me tremendously in my career. I've changed them, tweaked them, improved them over years and years and years. And all the mistakes that I've made, I'm taking all the mistakes out, so you don't have to make any of the mistakes. Okay? Thank you for coming. Thank you for coming. I hope this is useful for you. If you want to, for some reason, keep scoring and have fun with it, go and do it as long as you want. All right. Take care, everyone.